driver Giwner, joined by Thomas Svensen to talk about the Elite Lap this weekend. It's on Sunday, May 26th, but there's a big weekend of racing. There's going to be racing at Solvalla on the 24th, the 25th, and 26th, 8:30 a.m. post time on the 24th, 6:45 a.m. Eastern time on the 25th and 26th. And it's really a big weekend of racing out there, isn't it, Thomas?
Yeah, it's almost like 3 days with Little Brown Jug. Friday they have a decent or overnight card, and they have an auction in the evening, and then you have Saturday. Crazy people is like waiting early in the morning to get a good seat on Saturday. They have a big pick 7. Sweden Cup they have, and a big Harper Hanover, who's 2-mile race. Sweden Cup is the horses who didn't go to the Elite Lap. It's 3 eliminations, and they have a speed race who is 3/8 of a mile. They have a pick 7 who gonna have at least around 13 million dollars in the pools. The weather forecast is super. It's summer, around 80. Sunday, people are sleeping in sleeping bags Saturday to Sunday to run in when they open the gate to get the seats. It's going to be 35,000. Yeah, it is one of the better sports event you can go, at least in the harness racing.
Well, we're going to focus our attention on the Elite Lap eliminations, which are races 6 and 7 on Sunday's card. Looking at it, 2 full fields of 8. We're going to start with the first, which is race number 6. And the first thing I noticed when I was looking at these past performances is that a lot of these horses are kind of raced like U.S. thoroughbreds. They all have very few starts, Thomas.
Yeah, they go in at least this season. Some of the French horses, they have a little different season in the French because the Prix d'Amérique is in January, so they can't like be racing a whole year. They need to prep them so they take a little break. But some of them is like you say here, it's not many horses who have been racing, and some of them have been maybe racing 5 races this year, some 3 and 4. So they need to pick their spots to be ready to the Elite Lap. So it's 2 heats, so you need to be sharp.
So is there really any concern that some of these horses haven't raced in 5 weeks?
No, it's like more the American way. Like if American people sees a horse is not raced for a week, they think he is short. We have seen with Svensen coming over here, Tactor and stuff like that with the Scandinavian, European standard to train a horse. Some horses we don't need to qualify home. They just need a clear line on I think it is 6 months or something like that. So they are ready when they get out there.
One of probably the main contenders in this field has got to be Don Fanucci-Zet. He's only got a few starts this year. What do you think about his chances going in? I know he make breaks in 2022 and 2023 in this race. No,
he had problem with the rail there because the turn is coming a little fast and from the rail there, and he get a little pacey and he and he ran. So they're lucky they didn't want to have post 1. It's maybe a little in the head for the driver and the horse when they had post 1 when it happened. Normally he don't make a break, but it's a little special thing with Don Fanucci. He didn't have his best year last year. He only raced 5 times, and he was not like super good. He come back this year. He looks like he's a little back to his old, but remember he is 8 years old now. Little cool thing there also, he have a pacer dam pedigree, so that's like a trotter dad, a sire, and a pacing dam pedigree. So it's little cool stuff there. So I think for him in this elimination here, is maybe a little more, is some top quality horses, but I think this elimination here is a little easier the handicap than the other one.
Are we concerned at all that regular driver Orjan Kihlstrom ends up on the stablemate Francisco Zet in the second leg, and now we have a driver change here?
Nah, I'm not like you. Like, I know how many U.S. gamblers think about driver changes. Magnus Djuse is the new superstar in Sweden. He is like one. Örjan Kihlström, who is like famous. When he was 35, this kid is doing what he was when he was 35. This kid is, I think he's 24, 25. He's coming from a trotting family. His brother is driving in the Elite Lap too. His brother, the other brother, they have 4 brothers. The other brother is a trainer on Hustle Rain. We're going to talk about in the next race. And the last brother, he is the second trainer to Daniel. Then so I think me personally, I think it could be a plus factor with Magnus compared to Örjan on it. Örjan's been driving all the time. He haven't had his best start of the year, shields from in the race bike in Sweden and stuff like that. But Solvalla is his home track, so like that. But Magnus Giwner, he's gonna do everything what you expect a top driver to do.
Number 3 is Go On Boy, was second in this race last year, 0 for 5 this year. Is that of a concern?
Nah, it's been in France. You're allowed to drive little prep races. When they handicap racing down there, they have a big newspaper called Paris Turf. All the trainers need to put in the comment there with green, yellow, or red face. And you can just tell the betters you are driving just to get a training mile or a qualifier. So he's been aiming for this race here. He's not the fastest behind the gate, but he always have if he get a helmet, and he can fly. That horse can fly the last 3/8 of a mile. So Go On Boy is one of the horses I expect to go to the final, but he can't be sitting last. So.
Joviality is a name that everyone remembers from when she was over here. Now she's going to be shortening up in distance, and starting behind the auto start gate, which she's used to here. Does that give her a little bit of an advantage?
Yeah, she is like she's going to be into the Hall of Fame. She did everything right as 2 and 3 in America, and she come home to Sweden and she beat the boys over a mile and 5/8 in the Derby as a 4-year-old, and she was in the Prix d'Amérique as a 5. She come back now a little break after the Prix d'Amérique, and she was up in Umeå in North Sweden and won easy. She has been little like when you have leaving with her in Sweden, especially when she's been racing on a mile and a quarter, she's been a little too hot when they have left with her, a little too grabby, and she's used a little too much energy on that. So I think she is. She was very good last time. She's up against some crazy good horses, and I like with Post Foria, she can't. I would be surprised if she come to the front. He need to leave to get a little position. I have a little hard feeling to put her into the race because I have a feeling that she either going to be parked on the outside or she going to get a second over trip, and she can't go first up with the 3 wide in the last turn. So because she never going to pick up from the start, she never going to go past Dan Vergio and Don Fanucci set is my opinion.
Ornaz Prince, we watched that. At least I watched that last race. Absolutely flew off the gate. Was really spectacular. Is this a horse that maybe is coming back into his own? I know he had surgery last year to remove a piece of a bone in his front knee.
He have had some issues with I think he did 2 surgery on the knee, but he also had some other problem. But he's been a horse that every handicapper in Sweden and Scandinavia try to go against when he's a big favorite. But yeah, he's been winning 30 or 49 races. This year, I think he's come back better than ever. He never looked super good slowing down or in the warm-up. In the qualifier he did this year, he looks very left front lame, and he has struggled with that because he has been having that chip in that knee. And some horses, when you do a surgery and take out the chip, it's still a little mentally in their head, so they can look a little sore and lame. But he performed super good, and when you see the horse close up, he is like a freak. He is so big. He have the heart and lungs, and the big problem with this race here for him, when he have post 6, is he is super fast from behind the gate, and I know he's going to be very aggressive with him. But for me, it smells parked on the outside on Don Fanucci set or Denver Geo. Denver Geo take the lead, but with Björn Goop, I almost expect them to get a helmet, especially if Magnus is coming directly with Don Fanucci set.
Adeo de Tillard, obviously Prix d'Amérique winner, won 9 in a row before losing last time. I know the connections. The driver, Clement de Valsten, has never been on Swedish soil, from what I understand. Is that a concern? Is the post a concern? Is it all a concern?
There is many concerns, Derick. There is last race he raced super. There was, I think, was a standing start. I think there was a recall 8 times, and he got run over with a wheel there, so he got a little scratch on his foot. There was no major, but it's like everything was just fucked up that day and stuff like that. But he finished super good. The third race super good. Uh, they had a watch on him the last half in, and then he was flying. Like I think there was last half was like 53 and a piece and stuff like that. So you can't take anything away from him. But like you said, Clement Duval stand, young kid, son to the trainer. He gonna drive a race. I think it is on Saturday in Solvalla, so he's gonna get a little feeling. But he never been to Solvalla driving there before. He had post 8. The gate is driving a little different in Scandinavia compared to France. How is he going to do this? I don't think in the elimination. I don't think he's going to win the elimination because I don't think that is very important for them. I think the important stuff for them is that he's going to be top 3, so he can get either he can get post 5 and 6 if he get to be third. So in the elimination, I will be a little surprised that if he wins, but he is maybe the best open throwers in the world right now, Eduard Tillard. Special. I'm not going to say it on Solvalla on a 5-8 track, but if we had seen him on Red Mile, Meadowlands, and stuff like that, I think he would have been gone. We saw what happened with Bold Eagle when he was there in Solvalla. He was flying. The only thing in this, I think it's going to be so fast first, at least quarter, maybe 3/8 of a mile before it little. So it's going to be hard for him to because I think they would be okay be parked on the outside. They would be happy with that. But I think it will be hard to get to on the outside before it's too late.
Well, let's take a look at our picks here for the first of the 2 eliminations. And I see you're going to go with Don Fanucci's. I'm going to take a shot with Nice Prince just because I was so impressed with the last time. I think he's going to the lead. I don't think he can win the final, but I think he can win the elimination. Why did you go with Don Fanucci's?
I go with them because a little of the scenario I have in the head. If they don't protect the rail with Energy with for their whole life, I think they're going to let Don Fanucci, and nobody's going to outlive Don Fanucci. He's going to just be on the side with Energy, and then he's going to see if they decide to let him go. If not, it's going to be a little tactical there because I will be very surprised if Joviality and Ernos Prince, if they can get past Don Fanucci. So the scenario is that I think you're going to go to the lead and have Denver Gio in his helmet, and then either Joviality and Ernos Prince. Joviality is not going to be on the outside because then she don't going to get a check, so she need to have a helmet. Ernos Prince is going to be very aggressive. Is he in my scenario? I think he's going to be parked on the outside at least for a while. Do I think he's going to win from the outside? No, but he can go to the final. And the question mark is the French horse. And then you have Go On Boy if it will be overpace.
Let's take a look at the second elimination. That's race number 7 on the Solvalla card. And here I think most people would say that the horse to beat is Francesco Zet, who's got 18 straight wins, but only 1 start this year, Thomas.
Yeah, but that's Redden. Raced 4 times last year, won everything. 1 race this year, looked amazing. They don't need any races when they come out from the Redden barn. He is a freak. Francesco said the dam there. I was so happy that I got to warm up Jacqueline for Tactor at Saratoga. So that's like a little story that Francesco said is. I think it is the first after Jacqueline. This is like you said. Francesco said is the horse to beat.
Is this horse just a superstar in the making, or is this horse a superstar already?
He's a superstar already, and I know Donny Redden have been saying that he is the best horse he have ever trained. So,
if a horse can beat him, is it Hopnet?
Yeah, Örjan is very difficult, Kihlström, to be a handicapper and better on in elimination because it's not like he gonna use the horse maximum to win the elimination if he don't feel he need to do it, because he will be okay from post 3 and 4 in the final 2 instead of having 1 or 2 if you win. Like you can draw what you after the position. So nobody's gonna Hustle Rain can leave, but he's like sometimes when the gate leave, He is a little okay, and sometimes you need to be a little careful, but normally he can be okay. And I think it's going to be American bike for the first time on Hustle Rain. Hunek, like we said, you can see between his lines, he haven't looked super good between the lines, but the trainer have said in the Harness Racing magazine home, the temperature, the summer have come to France. He is looking like he's getting more and more sharper with the summer. He's gonna have the American race bike like he had last year when he won the Elite Lap. He gonna go to the front with Hunek, and I don't think they're gonna let anybody go. So it's gonna be, if Francesco Zet gonna win the elimination, he need to do it from the outside. Is how I see this. And one horse I love in this race also is number 4, Horsey Dream. If you're gonna go a little against Francesco Zet, Horsey Dream, if he can race from a helmet, he is flying the last quarter.
Now he missed the 2023 Elite Lap because he got injured, but they
Yeah.
were like gearing for this race last year, correct?
Yeah, and he was favorite in the Prix d'Amérique in 2023. I think he is one of the underdogs. Eric Raffon is driving him, is one of the better French driver. He's been at the Elite Lap many times. So for me, like Francesco said, I think he's my favorite to win the Elite Lap. But is he going to win this elimination? I hope so, because I think it is a freak. But I also think Horsey Dream, if he can get a position, yeah, you're gonna see something special.
Is there anyone else in here that can compete? I see Gaspar de Brion beat Adeo de Tillard and Hogneck last time. Decision Maker has won 10 out of his last 12 starts. Bengurian Jet was the 4-year-old Swedish record holder. Is there anyone else in here that can, make some noise?
Nah, I like Boris Victory, the Google Gaga there. He is one horse I think can go to the final. I'm a big fan of Ben Gurin yet, but it's post 8. It's yeah, he was just okay last time too. It will have to be crazy first half. A decision maker is just because Melander, and it was cool to get a horse in there who has been coming up in the classes. I would be surprised if go to the final. Gaspard de Biron, it's just to have a French horse. He was okay. He was not bet in the pool, but he was second in that race there. But I think he is one of that's maybe the horse I believe the less on. Hustle Rain, he can go to the final with maximum trip. Like if Hunek go to the lead and there is no overpace and he got a helmet sit behind there, he can go to the final. But for me, it is Francesco Zet, Horsey Dream, Hunek, Borb's Victor.
We're going to take a look at those picks, and I think we both basically went the same way with a 5-2-4. I used Decision Maker. I took a shot that this horse has just been racing well and maybe can get in there. You went with Borb's Victory as your final horse to make the final. Is there, anything else on the card? Have you seen another horse or something you're following that maybe people can lean in on during the card?
I think you're gonna see a horse who is very, very special, and he is racing against some older US horses. It's the race Pinkman won for a couple of years ago. It is the pick 7 race number 6. Have it here. What race it is? Race number 10. It's for the 4-year-old Open. When you see there is like horses we know from America. Number 1, Devilish Hill, that we had at Lucas Wallin barn with the owner take him home to Norway. He has been training super good home. You have Crown that Marcus Melander had in America before, and you have Point of Perfect, he won the elimination for the Hambletonian, who got bought a little expensive, is racing here. But you guys gonna see a superstar in number 10, Expo Wise Oz. That horse there is it's like a Boeing 747. It is insane what a horse that it is. Ready cash on an American dam pedigree. So I think Expo YSR is going to show you something that we hope we can. Maybe it's the same connection who had the larger one. So maybe in the future, maybe we can see Expo YSR in America.
Well, that certainly would be great. That's race number 10, and I think race number 11 is actually the Elite Lap final. Do you have an Elite Lap final pick for us?
Yeah, like I think Francesco Zet, and I hope Francesco Zet wins because he's very important for the Swedish breeding. He's a superstar. I hope Francesco wins. It like in the Attilad, he never looked like a superstar when you see him on the side, but he has been so impressive. So maybe he's just. But if you're gonna have a little long shot, like little value, it's either go on Boy or Horsey Dream. But for me, Francesco said either that or the two French horses as a long shot.
Well, that's May 26th at Solvalla. Post time is early in the morning, 6:45 a.m. on the East Coast, so you have to get up early. We'll have all the live video for the entire card on DRF along with PPs, so you can get some past performances, watch the races live, sit down with a cup of coffee, and enjoy some great racing. Thanks for joining me, Thomas, and good luck, everyone.